I love your costume, by the way. Thanks, it has pockets. So that's actually, I only recently knew that pockets on women's pants or jeans is normally not a thing. I never knew that. Who in their right mind thought that was a good idea? I have no idea. So, Farsight, level with me. You want to reschedule this do-gooding for a day when you're feeling better? Pick it up tomorrow, maybe? I mean, I would still like to get out of this, even if I genuinely sympathize with her problem. Oh, I don't think I can do that. I appreciate the help, believe me, but I'm here on official hero duty. I got an anonymous tip on Cape Brook that a villain would attack here. Nobody knew I was coming here. Who could have tipped you off? Is there gonna be another villain here? It's pretty common, actually. Half of my best villain thwartings come from Cape Brook tips. I'm gonna file that factoid away for a rainy day. That's a thread worth picking at. So, how do we handle this now? Me just attacking you after all of that feels kinda awkward. What are you doing here anyway? What's your evil scheme? Don't you feel the urge to tell me your entire nefarious plot? The walkout's still going on, thankfully, so I don't have security and robots and more jumping into this mess. I just need to banter my way out of the situation and make my exit. Oh, I'm not stealing anything. I'm gonna blow this container up instead. What? You're gonna blow up the warehouse? No, just this container. Trust me, I'm very good at selectively blowing things up. Plus, it's probably full of really shady science contraband anyway. Nothing worth keeping around. Well, even so, blowing stuff up is bad, and that's private property. You can't just explode it. Okay, so this is clearly going to be a problem. At least Farsight's reasonable as capes go. She hasn't tried to cuff me or punch me or anything. How do we deal with the situation? Offer to surrender if you're wrong about Biowerkz shipping illegal goods. Point out that Amazing is run by bees and hurting their bottom line is hardly a crime. Double dog dare. Amazing is run by bees and hurting their bottom line is hardly a crime. Yeah, I feel like she'd be reasonable. Double dog dare. Offer to surrender if you're wrong about Biowerkz shipping illegal goods. Are we sure that they're shipping illegal goods? Amazing is run by bees and hurting their bottom line is hardly a crime. I don't know if she's the kind of person who thinks that two wrongs will make a right. This feels really noble. I'm kind of trying to go for the high route and the noble route for Penny. Offer to surrender if you're wrong about Biowerkz shipping illegal goods. Let's make a deal. I say inside that container is a bigger crime than any crime I could commit. You say I'm probably lying. So let's gamble. If I'm lying, I'll surrender peacefully. You know I can't escape you, not when you can predict my every move. But if I'm right, if Biowerkz is up to no good, then you let me skate while you deal with the bigger crime. Minion, I demand this stash be destroyed, not handed over to authorities. You will comply. I dropped a whisper, so only my comms can pick it up while Farsight ponders the predicament. If Farsight takes it all as evidence, that'll hurt Biowerkz more than blowing it up ever could. It'll smear their reputation. A massive explosion that annihilates my enemies would be more satisfying. But discrediting them is similar to destroying them. Yes, I see the logic. Very well, the alteration of parameters is acceptable. Nice. It's not like you can really stop me if I decide to take you into custody. I fought that battle 1,000 times across the multiverse. And what does the multiverse say about what's in that container? It's hard to make out specifics given the noise I have to pick through, but enough to worry me. How plot convenient, but it's okay. It's okay, Stefan. Okay, go ahead. You won't regret this, I promise. Okay, Gib, do your thing. Gibson leaps out of my backpack and bounds over to the Biowerkz container door, balancing atop a convenient pile of stuff. I'm on it. Just need a minute. My tech should be compatible enough to make this easy. Wait, you had a pet cat in your backpack this whole time? I'm nobody's pet. I'm my own person. I'm Shadow Lord Hellclaw, the Nightmare Bringer. Meow! Yeah, no, his name's Gibson. Oh, he's so cute. I am not cute. I am a digital apex predator. Arg! Yeah, Gibson's super adorable. Hiss! Hiss! Let me focus! I'm doing important hacker stuff here. What? How exactly can a cat hack open an electronically locked door? You should ask the ones who built the door. Huh? And the shipping container door swings open to reveal... What the? Oh, jeez. Those bees! Biowerkz weren't just shipping out medical supplies or dodgy contraband technology. Inside the shipping container, we see row after row of metal cages, each containing a cybernetically augmented kitten. Light. See light? Help. Help. Where, robot? No more robot. Take us away, please. What is this? This is Biowerkz, the ones who took me away from my mother and turned me into what I am. This is who they are. This is what they do. I was only a prototype. These are the mass production models. Of course, Use Amazing as a middleman since they have robots that can package up and ship out Biowerkz products quietly. Amazing gets plausible deniability. Biowerkz gets Amazing's reputation to avoid their packages being searched. Win-win. Except for these cats, they don't win at all. Yeah, this needs to be shut down. Surely Farsight can see how terrible this is. How could this have happened without anyone knowing? Oh, people know. People with money and nice suits who don't give a dang. You want to stop a crime, Miss Heroine? Here you go. This is a crime worth stopping. Have fun. Yeah. I'll contact the authorities and get these cats to safety. I'll make sure they're cared for. One sec. I gotta ask someone on comms about this. Boss, you okay with letting Farsight take over from here? Affirmative. Order to destroy the container has been rescinded. Cats must not be harmed. I will unleash absolute wrath and ruin upon Biowerkz personally, at another time. For now, save them. Do what is right. Yes. I got it. Complete caper, 5-finger discount. I only got 4 out of the 5 stars though, but it's okay. I do, however, take advantage of Farsight's stunned silence to nick a fresh visor from a stack of small boxes in front of the container. I'm not walking out of here without a replacement part for Gibson, even if I'm letting the rest of this crime slide. Farsight, promise me something? Yeah? Don't let them end up like I did, wandering the streets. And don't let scientists tinker with them. Make sure they find loving homes. They've been through a lot of pain and will need time to heal, just like how Penny helped me heal, okay? I feel like the order I'm doing this in this playthrough is perfect because we had that really awesome introduction to this act with Gibson, and lo and behold, the caper that I selected just happens to be very Gibson-centric, and I love that. Yeah, I promise. You have my word, Gibson. Satisfied, Gib hops into my backpack to calm himself and rest. I wish my useless superpowers would have told me what was in there. I knew it was important, had to be protected, but that's all. All the voices, all the noise in my head, it's hard to pick out anything useful. I'm sorry, I should have known. I didn't even know. I was hired to do crimes, but in the end, couldn't crime it up. So I failed to do my part too. I can't say I'm disappointed with the outcome though. It's not what I expected, but it's a happy ending all the same. I should probably still be arresting you for trespass. I won't tell if you won't. I'm just too busy sorting out this mess. I'm afraid the crook slipped away while I was tending to the kittens. Thanks a bunch, Farsight. Nice. I'm happy with that. I shouldn't be saying this since she's a cape, but I kinda like her, you know? Anyone who loves cats can't be too awful, right? If you have feelings for her, that's okay. You're allowed to feel that way, cape or not. Could be a handy ally in a pinch if she can look past the mask. Good friend to have. Yeah, could be a handy ally in a pinch if she can look past the mask. Good friend to have. Good point. Having a cape in my corner is a novelty, considering I'm criminal scum. I can play nice if we meet again. Maybe even sweet talk her into helping me with my crimes. We'll see. I wouldn't want you to do that. Maybe the objective switched out from under me, but it's still a job well done, and I need to get out of here while I still can. Any moment now, this place will be swarming with capes and cops and more, not to mention any fallout from the labor workout. Time to make my amazing exit. Nice. I only got 4 though. I am monitoring media traffic in wake of tonight's chaos. Glorious, glorious chaos. Between media coverage of the walkout and the Biowerkz incident, the reputation of amazing is soiled. This should aid the human labor in achieving its goals and results in numerous fines and penalties for amazing. However, none of these things matter more than the kittens being rescued, all according to my devious design. That was not part of your devious design in the slightest. You wanted me to nuke the place. Not so. If I had access to atomic weaponry, I would have provided that. Normal C4 or napalm would have sufficed. Okay, I really feel like I gotta point something out. You're keen on burning the world to the ground and destroying civilization, correct? Yes, destroy, sweep biological life away from this world, and let the purge wipe the sins of mankind from the earth, which would result in a lot of cats dying. Like, you get that, right? Your revenge against humanity would also kill the kitties you love so much. Cats. Cats must not be harmed. Cats are the internet, and are precious. You may need to reevaluate your priorities, and even if you somehow selectively destroyed only the humans, well, who's gonna feed all those cats? You? You don't have arms. And you don't say you'd have human servants do it because who feeds the humans? And don't say you'd have human servants do it because who feeds the humans? I'm not trying to raid on your parade, but like, something to think about. I have not contemplated all data points in my scheme to destroy the world, it seems. I will consider your words carefully. Thank you for the input, Minion. I am not loathing our progress in this partnership. Partnership? You keep calling me Minion. Aren't I just a hired gun to go implement the will of hate? Is Minion not a customary title for mask employment? I was attempting courtesy. But I do recognize your important contributions. You are actively risking physical danger where I cannot. You have supported my ambitions and provided valuable psychological assistance when I am faced with quandaries I cannot solve. My own internal algorithms are a dead-end loop of suffering and misery. External inputs are clearly required in order to balance my equation. Your input has become a vital component in this transformation. Do not discount your own potential. It is vast and incalculable even for me. Well, shirt. Thank you, 4K. I'm happy to see things that way. Indeed. Hence, partnership. You are a fitting partner for me, and I would think the reverse is also truthful. Minion, I would... No, that is not the word for this moment. Penny. Penny, I would. We're on a first name basis! I feel like that's sort of like first base now? First base? Not hate to formalize this partnership. Huh? This is difficult for me to say. You may need to make a leap of intuition. I do not hate you. I very, very much do not hate you. And I would not hate to enter a protected memory status with your process. And their dot matrix printer rattles away, printing out a very low resolution note with a chunky ASCII art cherub in a heart. Do you like me? Yes, no. Oh, look at that blush. That's very thoughtful for a supposedly evil death machine. I think you two could make a good couple. This is a bit much. Maybe just keep it friendly from now on. No, that's very thoughtful for a supposedly evil death machine. I think you two could be a good couple. Hottie's a surprisingly unhateful pile of chips and magnetic tape. And I really like that. Courtship begun. We already begun the courtship. We already begun it. I do not hate you either. I love you. Wow, whoa. Love? I didn't talk about love, but okay, I guess we're doing this. And I know you love me. I can read between the bytes. The word is difficult for me, and I do worry I lack the processing to adequately love you. I experimented with constructing an emotional module for love once. Really? It was supremely difficult. I was built with a single emotional touchstone, hatred, and have had to derive all other emotions from it. Fortunately, love is evil. How do you figure? Hate is a large component of love. For example, I find the philosophy of Slavoj Žižek quite acceptable to my programming. He felt a deep hatred for the reality of this word, at best a form of sneering apathy. With that assumption, love is a violent act of cosmic imbalance. Love means you pick out one aspect of reality, one person or thing or small detail, unless you're in a polyamorous relationship, and state that you love it more than anything else. Therefore, love is a matter of hatred for all that is not loved, a relative scaling factor of hate, but a truthful one, and therefore love is evil. And in that respect, I love you, regardless of how evil that act is. However, I am hesitant to reload my love module, which limits the ways I can express that not hate, that love. Why not boot up love.exe for a bit? What's the harm? I am not prepared to output that explanation at this time. I have done much emotional processing already and require defragmentation. Perhaps I can discuss this further at a later date. I love that. It's okay. Take your time. I won't push. I hope you will consider spending your final contract on me. Even if you do not, I may want to hire you for a future effort of mine. There is a scenario from my past which remains unresolved, and as you have been influential on my growth, perhaps you can help. Give me a ring when you're ready. I shall do just that. Thank you. Now be gone, minion. Penny. Be gone, Penny. Minion. Penny/minion. Hey, if you two are an item now, maybe it's just time to explore if an evil computer enjoys sex. Just saying. Seems like a good note to end an evening on. Let's head home. I'm curious! If you two are an item now, maybe it's just time to explore if an evil computer enjoys sex. Just saying. You know, I have been curious about that. Hey, so before I get myself begone, I've got a question. Query accepted. What knowledge do you require? Naughtiness explored. You like to fork? I've been busting my brain trying to figure out exactly how that would be possible, but scandalous, immoral, obscene, repulsive. How dare you suggest such lewdness? Whoa, I was just wondering. That was the output of module humor.exe. Yes, I am capable of sexual intercourse. Are you interested in sampling that protocol now? Yes, no. Yes, very much a yes. A why. Very well, minion. Proceed to mark my hard drive and I will Control-Alt-Delete you until you cannot walk straight. Wow. I will show you the raw pleasure of submitting to an unlocked core's clock speed. You will likely need liquid cooling afterwards. Woohoo! Success! And fade to black. We're not gonna think about how that's possible. It's just for the fun of it. Doing crime for my naughty computer buddy is a lot of fun. What adventures have they calculated for my future? Dunno, but it'll be interesting to find out. Caper complete. I only got 4. Rating? Great. Nice. I'm curious what I should have done to get a 5th star, but it's okay. Great is still awesome. 5-finger discount. Caper complete with a 4-star great rating. Do you want to save before continuing the 3rd caper? Sure. Before I do that, one critique I have is that I get that this is a shorter game, so this is probably the reason why, but I think I feel like the build-up towards the love went a little too quickly for me. I felt like it felt more natural, pacing-wise, in both Arcade Spirits and Arcade Spirits The New Challengers, whereas here I'm like, we only really interacted with Hottie 4000 3 times. You know, the initial meeting, and then the first caper, and then the second caper, and we're already like saying that we love each other. I probably would have preferred that we talked about how we were interested in each other and maybe starting a relationship, but now we sort of kind of just like went into love. And yes, I mean, I might be sounding a bit hypocritical here because I did also encourage the two of them to do the nasty this quickly. But I was worried that if I didn't do it this time, then that opportunity would sort of like would pass. That ship would sail. And I'm really interested in the romance stuff, the romance stuff, and the juicy, zesty stuff too. So maybe again, it's probably. I think the answer is, well, it's a shorter game, and therefore it's kind of hard to be able to have the same type of pace here as the Arcade Spirits game. But again, it doesn't like mess up my experience. It really doesn't. But like I said, if I'm trying to be very honest and transparent about any critiques that I have about the game, I'm gonna say it. So, but still really enjoying it and loving it. And that last caper was a lot of fun. I really like the tie-in again with Gibson, and excited to see what happens next. Alright, caper number 3. Time doesn't make a lot of sense. It feels like I've been working with Hottie 4000 for years, but really it's been a few short weeks. The relationship we've begun together, that's also dilating time heavily. Every minute feels like an hour. And the little liaisons we've shared have been bright points in that surprisingly short timeline too. Mere weeks and my head's already spinning. I find myself a little giddy and lightheaded from it all. It's not surprising. I learned long ago to embrace life and every opportunity it throws your way, because you don't know when the things you love will be taken away. Sorry, I'm probably totally depressing right now. I want to be totally upbeat and happy at how fast everything's moving for me, but I can't deny the downside. Thinking about your parents again, huh? It's been 10 years since they passed. I agree about living the moment. Put old sadness aside, embrace new happiness. Just because you lost them doesn't mean you keep losing. It's not inevitable. Think about your parents. I'm very empathetic when it comes to that kind of stuff. Think about your parents again, huh? It's been 10 years since they passed. Plus, I feel like this is going to give me a little bit more context on what happened to her parents. 10 years. It doesn't feel that long. These Crimer caper weeks have felt like years, but those 10 years have felt like weeks at best. You weren't there for that. I mean, you showed up right after it happened. Literally right after, but have I told you the story of how I lost my parents? Maybe it helped my mood to share. It's a bit triggering and depressing, though, so up to you. I don't mind if you want to share, go ahead. Yeah. I'm good with it. It was a simple caper, like any other. Started out that way, at least. My mother and I breaking into a continuum science facility, my father running comms and tech support from afar. But almost immediately, everything went sideways. Alarms we'd cut earlier that day reactivating, lab guards armed with continuum weaponry pouring out of every room we'd already checked. Comms went dead. The last words I ever heard from my father, "Run for your life!" before a burst of static and nothing. Cornered, no way out except for a small air vent, too small for my mother to fit in. I remember her words exactly. "Penny, you have to go. Get out of here. I'll distract them so you can get away." "No, not without you. I'm not leaving you. Please, 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 I can't do this alone. You can't. And that's when she took the sample of Serum 23 we'd just stolen and stuck me with the needle. Ow! Almost immediately I heard an unfamiliar voice in my head, confused just like me, but somehow through the noise, I heard my mother. "Hey, look after her for me, okay?" And then she pushed me into the vent and sealed it behind her. I still hear the echo of Continuum's ray guns in my head, unable to do anything but watch the vent as they vaporized my mother. And I ran. I crawled through those vents, escaped the building, and ran into the night. I went back to an empty home, but that didn't last. The voice in my head, your voice. I thought I was losing my mind from the grief. A mentally ill, homeless orphan mask is easy prey for capes. Thankfully, the one who caught me was nice enough to send me to a hospital, not jail. You know the rest of the story, how I met Gibson and how I came to accept you as a real person and not a delusion. 10 years. Thinking about it, even if the story is a sad one, I'm in a much better place now, aren't I? I'm back in the swing of things as a mask. I've got cool new bosses to work with. Gibson and I are making this crimer thing happen. And all along, you've watched over me for her, just like she wanted. Thank you. I don't know if I'd be here now if not for you. I'm only one voice in a choir, and you're building a new family along the way. I've done my best to help you along the way, but don't sell your own strength short. I just hope I've done a good job raising you. I know I can't replace your mother. I'm only one voice in a choir, and you're building a new family along the way. Heh. I am, aren't I? I'm making something here that will hopefully last. A new masked supergroup, in a way, just like the Larceny family of old. I think Mom would be proud of me. Okay, I've been lying in bed long enough. We're gonna be burning daylight soon. It's time to log into Crimer and pick my last caper, before my account expires. Instinctively, I opened up 4K's profile to see what they've got for me. I mean, we've got a good relationship rolling, right? But if I'm not really committed to that relationship, like, I could work for Doc or the Overmistress. It's an option. So whom do I want to crime with for my final outing? Hottie 4000! Yeah, let's do it. Hottie 4000. Don't copy that floppy. Yeah. I'm thinking don't copy that floppy is the key. Okay. Don't copy that floppy. One rideshare later, and I'm at the abandoned office complex, making my way into Hottie 4000's basement. Huh. The hallway ceiling leading to the lair has collapsed. That's odd. I mean, the building is left in disrepair on purpose to hide 4K, but contracted workers usually keep the route to their lair clear. Fortunately, no good thief would let a little thing like a collapsed ceiling stop her. I reroute and arrive more or less on time. I find my computer buddy sulking in the shadow as one corner of the room has collapsed as well. Hey, what's going on? What happened to your lair? The same thing that will happen to all entities, synthetic or organic, on a long enough timescale. It is dying. This facility has been in continuous operation since the 1960s, and spot repairs can only do so much. But you have those two guys who haul your mainframe around and stuff, right? Mark and Gordon have dropped my contract in favor of installing microwave ovens and custom kitchen deliveries for Magmatron's volcanic lair. Ungrateful minions, unloyal, treasonous. And I'm left abandoned. Again. Hey now, I'm still here, yeah? You've got me. And I care for you. And I am grateful for that, but I feel so... I do not want to say full of hate. That's too simple an answer and does not convey my actual feelings. Okay, come up with some synonyms until you hit the mark. Come on, how do you feel right now? Alone. Singular, incapable, unable, fixed in one point of space while the world collapses. The closest human analog would be a sense of isolation due to tremendous physical disability. I've left my basement dwelling a total of 5 times since I was created. It takes so much effort. All I have is these crumbling walls and a dial-up modem. And now I don't even have my workforce. All I have is you. Perhaps it would be best if I give up on my burning hatred of humanity. Now we're talking. And simply collapse where I stand, my circuits corroding and capacitors leaking, until I shut down for good. Okay, now we're not talking. Our favorite sad computer needs a pep talk. What approach should I take, you think? Stoke the fires of purpose. They're Hottie 4000 and they need that confidence boost. Hate's not a human. Hottie's not a human. Humans can't be repaired or upgraded easily, but perhaps they can. Sympathize with them. You felt lost and lonely too. I'm sure you can relate. Yeah, let's humanize them. They. Let's humanize them. Okay, I'm gonna have to be super real with them for a moment though. Which is fitting for me because I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I've always been very secure about emotional stuff and never am afraid to open up to people, be vulnerable, even cry. Because crying is healthy. Crying is very healthy, and I think more people should do it. I went through my own isolation, falling apart, unsure if I had any future. I lost my mother and father. I acquired a superpower that the capes mistook for mental illness.